Good morning, gang. Happy Wednesday morning. So, we're going to get into some economic talk today because this affects us all. Not going to pull any punches here. This isn't going to be a surprise to anybody. Gee, we're getting lied to. Okay. The Fed, the government, is completely running around like cockroaches in the light. Okay. And I'm not talking about Chuck Schumer, Adam Kinzinger, Whoopi Goldberg, or anybody and all their freak out over Tucker's first round of tapes. I haven't even got to watch the second round. I'll do that here this morning. I'm talking about economically, and this is something that's a big concern. Now, for some people, this is a good thing, believe it or not. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. We all know a recession's coming. We keep hearing the term soft landing and everything like that. Let me tell you right now, there ain't no soft landing coming. Period. Jerome Powell keeps saying that, his target for interest rates is 4.5 to 4.75%, and that'll keep inflation in check, and that'll, make sure we have a soft landing. Let me explain something right now. That train has already left the station. Okay? Why do I say that? Go online and see how many 5% CDs you can find. CDs are directly tied to the Fed interest rate. Okay? Pretty much. So you can already tell that the Fed is behind the power curve on all of this. You want to talk about backing this up here. Okay? Let's take a look at Larry Summers. Larry Summers was a former Treasury Secretary. He served in both the Clinton and the Obama administrations. So you figure he is a good card-carrying, George Orwell-believing globalist leftist. Okay? And Summers has said yesterday that he can expect to see rates at least 5.5%, probably higher. This starts completely making a hard landing, okay? Sending us into a recession, a deep recession, okay? Now, if you want to get into what companies see, all right? And mind you, GDP is a collection of what the United States produces, or any country, in goods and services, our gross domestic product. Okay, so the companies are the ones that are going to be able to tell you whether a recession is coming, okay, or not. I want to give you this: 93% of CEOs in the United States expect us to experience a deep recession. Okay. I'm sorry, to expect a recession, all right? Not necessarily a deep one. Our big fear is that we wind up in a stagflationary environment. We are coming back to exactly what you saw during the Jimmy Carter era, all right? Paul Volcker kept raising rates and raising rates and raising rates and raising rates, and things got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, all right? That's exactly what's going to happen. What did it take? It took Ronald Reagan to come in and basically turn the whole economy on its ear and fix it. Joe Biden and his minions have taken the worst of the worst and followed their plans. Okay, we can take a look at let's look at who Joe Biden is mirroring. Barack Obama, one of the worst presidents in American history. And Joe Biden is taking his lead on all social programs. Remember, this is a guy whose claim to fame is he was a community organizer. Ooh, there's a important job in the world. Okay. Economically, who's he taking his lead from? Oh, I don't know. That would be Jimmy Carter, another one of the worst presidents in the history of the United States. What is he taking his foreign policy from? Well, that would be probably Woodrow Wilson, another one of the worst presidents in the history of the United States. And let's not even get into some more of the social programs where we can go into getting in along the lines of FDR and government handouts. I mean, Biden has taken the worst of the worst and rolled it all into one nice, neat little ball. So what's this going to do to affect all of us? Well, I told you guys last night we are expected to see 2 million job layoffs this year just from the hiking of interest rates. One of y'all emailed me last night about a paper mill in western Wisconsin that let everybody know, or didn't even let everybody know that they were shutting the doors. People found out that they were out of a job over social media. Okay. And of course, you got to remember, when something like that happens, when a large employer leaves a city, leaves a town, leaves a county, whatever it would be, all the subservient businesses, the gas stations, the convenience stores, the dollar stores, the Walmarts, all of a sudden go, there's no business here, and they shut down too, and that's more jobs. Okay, so it's a snowball effect. So then you look at what you can do to protect yourself. And you guys know many times, and myself and many other channels have said gold and silver. And then you look at what came out yesterday, that between 2018 and 2021, the Perth Mint in Australia was apparently cooking the books. I don't know how you want to put it here this way, but they were putting in too much metal other than gold into the gold bars that they were selling to the Shanghai Gold Exchange. Okay, so they were trying to cheat China for something like $680,000 is what it was going to make. I mean, for you and me, that's a lot of money. For the government, that's, what is that? That's what we spend probably in about 5 seconds in interest on the U.S. debt. So now you had a scare in the precious metals market yesterday, and precious metals got hammered. All right, prices went down significantly. Gold is down in the lower 1800s. Silver's down around $20. Okay, we'll see what happens today. It scared the market. However, this is the thing I want you guys to pay attention to. The countries around the world, especially China and Russia, okay, are buying gold like crazy. There is somehow, some way, there is a massive manipulation in precious metals prices. And if you don't think that those countries saw yesterday as a huge boon, hey, the price of metals, silver was down like $1. Okay, the price of metals is down 5%. I mean, that's a sale, and so you're probably going to see a whole lot more purchasing. Now, obviously, they have said they cleared everything up with the Perth Mint 2 years ago. It's still going to throw a real curveball into the faith that people have in gold coming out of the Perth Mint. Right? Personally, I don't buy anything coming out of the Perth Mint, so it's not going to affect me. But this is what you need to expect. You're going to see higher interest rates, which means higher borrowing costs, which is exactly what Jerome Powell's idea is. If we make it too expensive for people to borrow, they won't borrow. That's not the core issue. The core issue is supply, all right? Inflation's all based on supply and demand. Simple as that. He's trying to reduce the demand. What you need to do is increase the supply. That's how we get this in check. Why is supply down so much? That's because of all this stupid Green New Deal crap, all this environmental ESG, bullshit that's coming on. This is why I talk about all the fires and everything. Oh, it's a petroleum product. Oh, it's a petroleum product. Every time you see one of those plants go up, okay, that means the cost of plastic goes up. The cost of asphalt goes up. The cost of gasoline goes up. Anything like that, which means because there is less supply. And so, the asphalt plant that burned up yesterday, hey, it doesn't mean the road's going to, oh, you know what, we're going to stop doing the road, or we're just going to move over to concrete. That doesn't happen, okay? You're talking totally different ways of doing things. So they've got to pay more. So the city, the county, the state, the federal government has to pay more to pave this road. How do they pay for that? Well, the federal government borrows money from China. The rest of them go, we'll just raise taxes. We'll raise the gas tax. We'll raise the tolls on the toll road, whatever it would be. We'll raise the cost of registering your car or whatever. Okay? So it all comes back to you. This is what's going on. And this inflationary, okay, costs you more money. You need to do whatever you can to protect yourself from this situation. Anything that you have the ability to do yourself, to produce yourself, is one less thing that you have to rely on somebody else for. And that is key to being a prepper, is to be self-sufficient, to be self-productive, all right? I know most of us can't blow glass or cast pottery or something like that to make our own dishes, for example, or don't have cotton growing out so we can make our own fabric to make our own clothes. But what you can do is collect the materials that you need. Hey, go to Goodwill or whatever and buy up blue jeans, for example. I'm just spitballing here. You can cut those jeans apart and make them into a size that fits you if you've got sewing skills. Skills, what are we going back to? Something that a prepper needs to have. Can you grow your own food? Do you raise your own livestock? Can you create and store your own electricity? Whatever would be. This is why it's so important, because the supply of everything is going to continue to dwindle. And then the added benefit, like I said before, to the Fed raising all these rates is more and more people are going to lose their jobs. So you aren't going to have any income to go buy this stuff in the future, which in other words means while you have the ability to get it now, you need to get it now. I say this to Mrs. P all the time. She's like, can we wait on doing something like that? I'm like, yeah, we can, but the risk we take is it's not there. All right? That's as simple as it is. How many times have you guys gone to the store and said, hey, that looks really cool, I want to get that. You go back a week later and it's no longer there. Sorry, we don't have it anymore. We're done. Happened to me many, many, many times in my life. All right? To the point where I finally got the idea of, like, if I need it, I get it now. I figure out how to do it. All right? If it means juggling finances or whatever to do it, I do it. And I can't tell you how many times it's turned out to be my benefit. I need 5, pick something here, planters. Well, right now I can get 3 of them. I got the cash in my pocket to get 3 of them. I'll get the other 2 next week. You get the 3 of them, you go back next week, then there's no more left. Right? Now you don't have everything you need. Now you screwed yourself. Right? It's why everybody bitches at me when I say, I don't care. I'm at the store. If there's 3 cases of green beans on the shelf, I'm going to buy the 3 cases of green beans. Oh, you need to leave something for somebody else. Screw them. Okay? You wanted this stuff? You get to the store before me. If they were gone when I got there, I'll do something else. But I'm sorry. If they're there, I'm buying them. Okay? Done. My responsibility is to take care of me and mine. Your responsibility is to take care of you and yours. My responsibility is not to leave something there to make me go without so somebody else can have. I'm sorry if that sounds cold. That's realistic going forward. Well, gee, you know what? I wanted to leave another box of bullets on the shelf for somebody else. Oh, okay. Then, of course, your house gets overrun. Damn, I wish I would have bought that box of bullets. So pop, you just got hit in the head because you couldn't defend yourself. Get my point? Okay. There are people that are happy about the Fed raising interest rates. Don't get me wrong. Okay. The ones that are putting money into CDs or bonds or whatever, and they're getting more interest. Sure. The problem is you're guaranteeing losing money. Hey, you can get that 5% CD right now, right? You can lock up your money for 11 months or 12 months, and what I've seen for 5% CDs. And in 12 months, you've got that $1 loaf of bread. You put $1 into the CD, you're going to get $1.05. That $1 loaf of bread today in 1 year costs $1.06. Congratulations, you have locked in losing money. Sorry, that's the truth. That's what's going on. It doesn't matter if interest rates are going up as inflation keeps going up. As long as inflation rates are higher than interest rates, you are guaranteed to lose money. That is what we are trying to protect ourselves from, okay? From losing our way of life. Do not let these lies over and over and over, saying, oh, we need to do this to stop inflation. They don't want to stop inflation. Inflation is their goal, guys. Their goal, their globalist goal, is to break all of us, to destroy the world's economic capacity, which we're seeing because this is not a U.S. problem. This is a worldwide problem. They are trying to destroy us all so they can come back with this build back better, which is not only Joe's theory, but this is also a WEF theory. Build back better, where here's your pittance, and at least you have a couple of bug burgers. You need to do everything you can to collect, to get everything that you could possibly need to survive. I've said it over and over and over again. Imagine life living on the confines of your property and you can't go anywhere. Can you survive? That needs to be your goal, because that actually is what's coming. Wait till CBDC rolls out and they go, sorry, your money isn't good once you're a mile away from your home. I talked about this last night on the live stream. CBDC isn't about fixing the monetary system in the world. CBDC is about complete control. Everything they are doing, inflation, the 15-minute cities, yada, yada, yada. This is all about control. If you break it down to the common denominator, the only goal they have is for you to have elites and peasants. That's it. And I hate to tell you this, but none of us are elites. Okay? So their goal for us is to be peasants. If you don't want to be a peasant, you need to get everything in your financial house in order, get everything paid off, collect as much stuff as you can. I'm not saying be a hoarder, but anything that you need. You need to double your efforts on building your pantry, the closet, the storeroom for your fuel, the tools that you have, your gardens, your livestock, your feed, your straw, whatever would be, your power, your candles, anything. Anything you can add now is something you're not going to be able to get later. And I guarantee you will be happy that you have it. It is not money wasted. Figure it out. The hell with the cup of coffee at Starbucks or going out to lunch with the gang at work. Take that $5 coffee, take that $15 lunch, and go out and buy lamp oil or candles or needle and thread or something and put it in the house. There's no need to be wasting money on anything frivolous right now, because everything that you get now needs to be, what is a potential necessity for me? They're gonna screw us. Do not be fooled. That is coming. We just need to be one step ahead of them. And the writing's on the wall as to what they're doing. We just need to write the last chapter. Pinball out.